Reverend, did you come to any consensus with Governor Hochul about whether or not she should remove?
I'll make a statement and then I'll answer.
Thank you.
I had a meeting around 35 minutes with the governor and expressed to her my concern about what is going on in the city and the state. Let's make no mistake about it, that we are in this position because President Trump, who pardoned people that were videotaped physically assaulting people on January 6th, if he really felt that Eric Adams had become a subject to a political vendetta, which is what his defense is, then why didn't he pardon him? Now make it clear, I'm not asking for a pardon. I'm talking about the inconsistency that led to this. The only reason that we are late facing a court hearing tomorrow, and the only reason that the governor has to make a decision to do something or not do something that has not been done in 235 years is because there was a double standard used on Eric Adams' case, that those that he claims he believed were victims. I do not believe that he should have gotten a pardon, but I believe that Donald Trump has been inconsistent. Having said that, the governor said to me that she's going to see what the judge decides tomorrow and keep deliberating with other leaders. My feeling is that the faith of the city people have been shaken, and there needs to be a resolve, but at the same time we must protect the law and not establish a precedent that could come back to haunt us.
So, Reverend, the governor should remove him.
I just answered that.
So,
What was the first question the governor asked you, Reverend?
That's my answer.
What was the first question the governor asked
My
you?
answer is that we're going to wait and see what the judge says tomorrow,
Okay.
so that we do not set a precedent. That suppose if today she removed him, saying because he's been indicted, and the judge says tomorrow I'm throwing out the indictment. So it would be premature to say that.
Are you worried about the
Then
resignation of these deputy
they
mayors?
should not
I'm
be
concerned
ousted? Is that
about
what you're
I'm
saying?
concerned about the state of the city and whether we can continue yet.
So do you see no issue then with the mayor being indicted in September and I guess the only changing factor is that the DOJ negotiated the dismissal. What if that hadn't happened? Would you have been okay with Adams staying in office?
Well, it seems like everybody was. There was no move for him to be removed when it happened. So it's not what I would say. The people that are asking for his removal based on the indictment should have said that when there was the indictment.
So Trump is the
I'm going by what you asked. I'm using your words.
So Trump is the differing factor.
The differing factor is that Trump did not use a pardon. The Department of Justice decided to go with a non-judgment position of asking with no prejudice to drop the charges. That became the point of contention.
So if
Do you have confidence in the
does
distraction
drop
of
the
all of this?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, do you worry, even if the judge doesn't, or does dismiss the charges, like the distraction of all of this?
The distraction, I think, is very, very damaging to the city.
Do you have confidence in Mayor Adams' ability to govern right now?
I think that is something that we'll see after what the judge says, that we will discuss with the mayor. I think that clearly there are a lot of people concerned, and I'm very much one of them. We ought to be talking about the rights of people in the city. I'm very concerned that Mr. Holman came in here and acted like he could make Adams do what he wants, or he'd be up his butt. I can't believe someone would say that on national television. I'm very concerned about how the behavior and the character of people have been around a very serious issue. We're talking about families being separated, people being raided and that are not here illegally. I'm very concerned about that, and that's the issue.
Are you going to support him for re-election? Are you going to support
I
him?
have to go run.
What were your
Personal
personal
that Mayor Adams made yesterday. Does it show that he's not taking this seriously?
What comment? I didn't hear his comment.
Reverend Sharpton, so if the charges are dropped, do you then think he should continue to serve in office? Is that what you're saying?
Again, we'll see when we get there. The law says that you can deal with it based on crime or public trust. So that if the crimes are not there, then the question is, how do you evaluate public trust?
Do you think the inability committee applies like the comptroller?
It could. Absolutely, the inability committee could
If
kick
the
in.
charge-
But
if the
again,
charges are
What else did Ms.
can
Hochul
I
tell you?
answer one question at a time?
Please.
But the inability committee, everybody kicks in after we see what the judge said. The first thing is he still under indictment?
What else did Ms.
If the
Hochul tell
charge-
you? What else did you talk? Like, what else did she say to you? Did she communicate?
Well,
anything?
she and National Action Network, I came as head of National Action Network. I believe she's meeting with some elected officials, she's meeting with some faith leaders, and she's concerned about the city. I said, you're stable, been stable. We've got to go through this stable. And it's not about friends. If somebody's wrong, they ought to be held there, but we should not create a precedent we can't live with.
When was the last time you talked to the mayor, and I guess how was that conversation?
We talked over the weekend.
He's feeling confident though, but you know everyone's kind of losing faith in him a little bit. It seems like.
I talked to him over the weekend.
Reverend, if the charges are dropped,
You've known him for a long time. You get along.
Again, this is not about a friendship. This is about, I'm going to stand up for what I believe. I've had friends that I campaigned against in office. This is about what is right and what's going to be a precedent.
Reverend, if the charges are dropped, do you think that the governor could still seek the mayor's removal, even if the charges are dropped tomorrow?
Again, I just said that there are two ways, I understand, whether or not there's a crime or whether there's enough of an outcry of the city or a given city that you've lost the public trust. And the question is, if there's no crime and you go to public trust, how do we gauge the public trust?
Reverend, she could ask him to resign.
She
Should
could.
she do that?
You should ask her that.
What do you think?
What I thought, I told the governor.
Right now, was this a political or? Thank you very much.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Excuse me. Excuse me. Do not get in front of me.
Thank you, gentlemen. It almost worked.
Reverend Sharpton, what would you say to the governor? Mr. Sharpton, what do you think will happen inside?
Hey, you put up a